Hello, everybody. Wow, and we are faced off against a stud muffin if I have ever seen one. This is Grandmaster Conrad Holt, a regular here on Chess.com's live server. Oh, wow, and I pre-moved, assuming queen takes, which is the main theory. But now I have simply sacrificed a pawn to not get the main line. But remember, everybody, it's bullet. You never know. You never know until the big show is over. And my opponent is extremely strong, a winner of one of our death matches. We have Blitz chess death matches that take place over on the main site, Chess.com. If you don't follow them, it's a you problem. And he's a stud. He is one of the rising young stars. You can see the rating difference between us, too. So this should be fun. This should be a lot of fun. I am going to hope to take one home, pull off the massive upset, and the crowd goes wild. Ha! Right? I mean, yeah. Seriously, let's hope. One can always hope, and he is just tactically... I didn't start off on the right foot here with the pre-move there to get in the wrong line, but tactically he is merciless. I'm going to pick up this pawn and hope for some kind of potential relocation of my pieces to maybe open up this bishop over here. If I can take, I can head to an obstacle bishop ending. Draw. I would be happy with that. A 10-second time advantage is right now all I have to show for my efforts. And I'm not sure that's going to be enough. Yeah, that's the right move there he just played. I don't want to take and solidify the bishop on c5, but I didn't really have a choice in the sense that it was tough. Now I need to pre-move something. I need to find a way to control the b7 square. Luckily, I have the pawn on f6, not f5, which is holding down the fort. I'm going to keep the rook on the board with the chance that he might lose on time. Not sure what he's doing. I think he's forgotten about his time here. This is awesome, everybody. Tickety, tickety, tickety. I am not sure if the clock is correct or if there's some sort of lag going on. But according to me, I just won on time. Wow. And I will take the 13 rating points regardless of the fact that he's a super-duper stud. Let's see if he wants to run this thing back for the kids at home. Grandmaster Dretch. Grandmaster Conrad Holt, U.S. Chess League star, and like I said, one of the rising young talents in American chess. Well, some kind of lag probably clicked in, which is disappointing for this bullet brawl, but I'm trying to get a rematch here, and I'll talk to Conrad and see if we can run this thing back. Well, I'm trying to get Conrad back on for the record. I think I held on pretty well considering my wretched mouse slip in the opening. Got pretty decent drawing chances here, I guess. Try to hold on to the b7 square. If he dislodges the bishop, that would be a tad bit of an issue. But the pawn on f6 is kind of key, sort of preventing the rook and bishop from meeting over here for a long-distance one-night stand, if you know what I'm talking about. Got to avoid those kind of things in the future in all rest stop areas. All right, well, Conrad has just told me that his connection has completely died, so we're going to go ahead and try to bring on somebody else, give you at least one other game here in today's bullet brawl. And we'll see who that opponent is. Let's go fishing. I'll be right back. All right, well, we have a taker here, a gold member here. That's what that gold star means, if you're wondering. United States flag being waved. Let's play a different variation here against knight c6, avoiding the classical endgame. A little bit more fun sometimes to avoid those variations, which, like I said, can lead to those boring, isolated queen-pawn positions I've played a couple times here in some previous bullet brawls. But this is an IQP position that may leave something to be desired for me, actually. So potentially this move order was slightly regrettable, but I'm going to do my best to continue to create play, regardless of that. I will happily pick up the bishop pair. It's the only real compensation I currently have for the loss of that isolated pawn. Let's go ahead and fill the c5 square with the pony. Maybe put the other rook on e1 here ASAP. I have to be very careful about my bishop on g3, but he's also extending his pawns and maybe weakening the king side. So I'm hoping that there's going to be some tactics that exist there. He sort of took the bait and the bluff as well. Whether or not I was right about that, was nervous about opening up his king side. I will go ahead and take this pawn. He takes, and I'll take back, and we are headed for a pretty equal position, all things considered in the endgame here. All right, let's go ahead and try to get a check on g6, because checks on g6 are for kids, and he walked right into it, didn't he? Walked right into that one, didn't he? Yes, he did. Time on the tickety, though, is not the best for me. I need to get concrete counterplay, which means I want to double my rooks on the 7th rank if I get my way. Let's free our back rank, because prophylactically it's the right thing to do. All right, let's just take here. And then kill counterplay. Ah, that was silly of me. I just don't want to lose on time because I have done so recently. Let's push. Now we will take and then come back. Advance, advance, advance. Not enough time to think about it, is there? Well, oh, I was going to lose on time, so I'm glad I got it. Well, that was pathetic. I went from being up an entire rook to blowing it. So you're going to get a third bullet brawl here today, kind of making up for the loss of time by Conrad. I feel bad about making that one of the main games. So we'll give you another something special to take home to the kids. But that was incredibly pathetic, and why won't it let me castle? I don't know. My mouse was having trouble with the art of castling. Let's go ahead and take here. Close up that bishop on d3. No suit for you. No attack on my king side. Not today. Alright, get the king off. Bring the knight around. Interesting. Interesting. For my opponent, interesting play. I'm going to relocate my bishop. This guy's fast, which has been the only reason he held on in the last game. And that was frustrating. Indeed it was. Wow, he's going to sack a piece. I will go ahead and take that piece happily. And see if you can live to tell the tale. I guess I'll back my king up. Or maybe even just punch it over to the h-file. That's a little bit irritating. Let's take here. See which way he wants to take back. Take there and bring the queen up. Oh, that loses the piece back. That was silly. But okay. It's about not losing on time at this point, because I had already gotten myself in big trouble. Put the bishop here. And if he takes on f7, I will have to take back and then quickly take on b2 and quickly take on a2, and I'm still much better here. Just have to make sure that I don't get myself in too much trouble. Let's move off and go either win the piece or win the rook. Aha. Ooh, that was a nice little trick from my opponent. Good for him to find such things. It's time to advance the d-pawn and pre-move it in the process. We need to play quickly here. All right, I don't know if I'm going to have enough time. Do I have enough time? Oh no, another draw. Well, we are not going to do this. I know we're going for another epic situation here, but that is just so frustrating. That's two, count them, two completely blown games because of the time. This guy is just fast. That's what he's got going for him. He is fast, and I cannot deny it. You know, y'all can't deny it. He's a fast rider. You don't want to mess with him. I cannot deny that his speed has become the most annoying part of these games when you're blowing winning positions because of no time remaining. Either that or I'm slowing down, one or the other. Either I'm getting old or the music is too loud. You ever hear that phrase? So I'm going to put this pony into e5 because it just feels good, feels right. Back up the queen off of the d-file. We will let him weaken those light squares. Bring the knight around to a different square. The e6 pawn is potentially weak. Aha. He finds a way to deal with that. He doesn't care. Honey Badger doesn't even care, is what he is saying today. Well, I'm going to take here, and then maybe fork him, go after the a6 pawn, the a6 bishop, and I'm just going to sack. It just felt good to open up that king, and potentially completely unsound, but that's what we're going to do. And we're going to take here, and we're going to try to take advantage of the pin. Well, does he have anything? I'm not sure. In a real game, I like this sack. This was dynamic and tricky. But now we really like the sack, because this is a winning king and pawn ending if you're keeping track at home. This is an easily winning king and pawn ending. Just have to watch out for some stupid pre-moves by him. Take it, push it, make him back up, and then just go pick up this guy. And he resigns. Finally, I finish up 2-1 in the grudge score after blowing 2 completely winning positions by draws. So at the end of that, I'm still only up barely on rating points, if at all. Well, that was frustrating. Frustrating, but we took him down in this epic, nearly 10-minute, roughly 10-minute bullet brawl. You're welcome, world, and we're going to see you around over on Chess.com. Don't forget, if you want to have a chance to play on these, follow me on Twitter and get your butt over to Chess.com's live server just in time. All right, everybody, stay classy, YouTube. You stay classy. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you around on Chess.com.